class and test class, then we will execute that program. We have seen the explanation of our program. Now we are going to create it. First I will create example class example. Inside this example class I want to create int x is equal to 10 and int y is equal to 20. I am creating two primitive variables with int data type. Then I want to save this class. Now we will save this class. Ctrl S. Inside my core Java CJ basic folder, I am saving this file example.java. Next we will create one more class, that is test class test. Inside this class test I will create main method public static void main. Inside main method string array args. Inside this main method I will create primitive type variables. Int p is equal to 50. There is nothing new statements in our program. This program I have explained you in Paintbrush with example and with memory structure, how our memory will be stored. Now we are creating that class int q is equal to m1 next referenced variables string s1 is equal to sum a. Next string s2 is equal to new string of a. Next I want to create example class of object, example class object. Example e is equal to new keyword will create new object of example class. Next we are calling m1 method from int q is equal to int q variable. Inside this we are calling m1 method, so we have to write m1 method static this m1 method is returning int value static int m1 inside this m1 method I will return 60. So this is my class test class. This is my test class and I have written main method and I have written m1 method. M1 method I am calling from q variable and my m1 method is returning 60. So I have explained you this program in Paintbrush. Now we will execute this. First we have to save it test.java. So I have saved our example class and test class. Now we will execute those classes. Just go to our project directory. This is my project directory. Open command prompt cmd. First you have to compile it. JAVAC test.java. Whenever you compile test.java, two .class files will be generated. Test class .class file and example .class file also will be generated, because inside test class you are using your example class, you are creating example class object. That's the reason example class also will be compiled and .class file will be generated. Just press enter. Now we have two .class files. We are seeing example.class, test.class. Two files are compiled. Now we will execute it. Java test. We have executed our Java program, but it is not printing anything on console, because in our test class we are not writing system.out.println to print any value. Now we will see how to print the value. I will use system.out.println. So I want to print example class object e object. I want to print this e object. How we can print? Just plus e. Now it will print e object reference address in my console. Just go to command prompt JAVAC test.java. I have compiled. Now I will execute our test class. Now it will show me the address of my example class object. Java test. See, here it is showing e class object address is example@15db9742. This is my example class object address. This is how we can create and execute our classes. So if I want to print my p value 15, you can write system.out.println this is p value. You want to print p, just save it. Go to command prompt, compile it, javac test.java. I have compiled. Now I have to execute Java test. It is showing me p value as 50 because our p value I have given 50. Same thing will happen for every variables. So you will get a doubt like, I'm continuously compiling and executing and I'm modifying my code in this. Whenever you do some modifications, whenever you save that file, you have to compile it again. Whenever you compile it again, our .class file will be modified from old file to new file. Then our modified .class file will be executed whenever we whenever we give command like java test, it will execute modified .class file. That's the reason we are getting p value and e object value. This is how we can work with primitive and referenced variables. But we also have some limitations of these variables. We will see what are those.